As requested, you guys want to learn a little bit more about coverages and schematics. So I'm going to talk about cover two today, what it is, and different route concepts that beat it, kind of the soft spots in the zone as well. As you can see, there is a ring light. I apologize for any distractions, but I want you guys to be able to see this really, really well. So cover two is a drop seven coverage. So you have four guys along the defensive line who are going to be rushing, and then the other seven on the field are going to be in coverage. You can get to it in a lot of different ways, but the most basic way you get to it looks like this. I'm going to draw the underneath zones in this blue. So you have one corner on this side playing the flat, the other corner on the other side also playing the flat, and you have these three other underneath droppers, some type of hook drop, kind of a middle read, high hole drop, and then another hook drop on the other side. So these guys are five across underneath, and then the other two guys, I'll use this green marker for you. The other two guys are playing deep halves. So this deep half of the middle of the field is this safeties, then this deep half of the middle of the field is other safeties, right? That makes sense. There's other safeties that'll do this in the NFL, guys like Jesse Bates is really good at it. Guys like Tyrann Mathieu really good at it. Those are the type of guys who are rangy. Javon Holland. They're going to run around. They're going to do all these different things covering a deep half of the field. Now, what there are a lot of weak spots or holes in this zone that teams try to attack. The first one I want to talk about is this little hole right here, right? It's called a hole shot. That's what people call it. Between the corner and the safety, chances are this backer won't get out here soon enough. If you have a receiver on this side right here, you got another receiver up right here, we'll put this guy on the ball. This receiver runs some type of out-breaking route to buy the corner's eyes. Then this receiver goes up the chute. Now, a good quarterback will be able to deliver the ball right to that hole without any problem, right? He's going to put it on a line. It's going to make life really, really difficult for the safety to get over there and make the play. But there are variations of cover two that you can do. These flat drops from the corners often look different depending on what the scheme is. If you're playing a more vertically attacking team, what these guys will do instead of sitting at the flat at 5 yards is they'll read it for a second at 5 yards and they'll slowly creep back to 7 and keep sailing just so they're underneath any deep routes, and you eliminate that hole shot. Now, obviously, that allows things to be shorter, but against teams that you don't want to allow a deep ball to, against teams who you want to force to check it down, kind of test their patience a little bit. The best example I could think of was what the Giants did to the Chiefs. They almost won. It was like week 8 of last year. They basically forced the Chiefs to check it down. They weren't allowing the Chiefs to have any deep shot. Sometimes that works. The Chiefs went in their shell. Patrick Mahomes matured a little bit. He got better at it. But there are different ways that those corners dropping into the flats can operate, right? You can also play, you got a short yardage, say it's like 3rd and 3. These guys can play a hard flat. They're going to play right at the sticks. They're not going to allow anything underneath. Force the quarterback to make a tougher throw over the top when you only need like 3 or 4 yards to get the first down in the first place. Now, we can talk about another hole in the zone, which is the direct middle of the field, right? So this coverage falls under the middle field open category, right? The middle of the field is open between these two safeties. Now, I know each of them has responsibility over here, but there is no true dropper in the deep middle of the field. This Mike backer, depending on what scheme you're in, depending on what personnel is on the field, can sometimes drop back into that hole. They sometimes can. Sometimes they're asked to and they're not good at it, and sometimes they are good at it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers made something called Tampa 2 famous. You guys have probably heard of it. Tampa 2 is a coverage where this Mike backer, instead of playing this normal deeper hook, a little bit deeper than the guys around him, packs it back to like 15 yards, and he avoids anything deep. Now, obviously it vacates that zone right there, but it takes away any deep concept down the middle of the field. Now, there are concepts that attack this. I'll show you one right here. It's called dagger. You guys have probably seen it if you play Madden. There's a pretty popular play action pass that comes out of it. So dagger is when some type of vertical breaking route from one side takes this deep safety out of the picture. So this guy's gone. This safety is gone. On the same side, another deeper in-breaking route comes in and goes underneath that safety that's vacated. It's called a dagger route, right? That's what the concept is. That's where the name of the concept comes from. It's a dagger route. Now, sometimes these backers are really good. They're really smart. They understand it's coming. But a lot of time, you got a fast guy. Do the Dolphins, for example. You got a fast guy, Tyreek Hill, stepping on your toes going deep. That safety's got to buy it. He has to buy it, or else Tyreek Hill is just going to blow by him. He goes out early. You got a guy like Jalen Waddle coming across the middle. He's going to be open. That's what happens in route concepts like that. Another one that's especially dangerous when you have fast guys. We'll use this Dolphins example. That's especially dangerous when you have fast guys is divide. Now, you got this corner. I'll redraw these zones for you guys. Sitting in the flat. You have these corners who possibly may be sailing back. That would help you in this case. But if you have some type of divide concept or double post concept where you have one guy, again, we'll call this Tyreek Hill going deep, attacking that vacated zone in the direct deep middle of the field. And then you have another guy either running a vertical, like that hole shot we talked about, or even turning it into a post. It's going to be really tough for those guys to keep up with it, especially if this safety's eyes are bought into whatever's going on over here. Let's say it's like a curl flat concept. That safety bites down on this. You got two deep posts attacking a safety. He can only cover one of them, right? That's what's going to happen. It's going to attack these guys vertically, and it's middle of the field open. Again, you want to attack that middle of the field or the direct hole behind. Now, the last thing you can do against cover 2, which I think goes very, very overlooked. I'm just going to re-erase everything here. The last thing you can do against cover 2, which I think goes overlooked so much, is simply quick, like draws, quick runs, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how these guys align, maybe 5, maybe 6, at least 5 guys in the box. But you do not have safety support to run to stop the run, right? It's going to take a lot for these safeties who are lined anywhere from like 10 to 15 yards to come back down and support the run. So one thing I love seeing teams do, I think the Chiefs have done a really good job at this. I'm trying to think if anybody else does it. I mean, maybe the Bengals. I'd have to go actually watch film to make sure the Bengals do, but I think they could do it. You got teams that have really good receivers split out. We'll keep using this Dolphins example. You got guys, let's say they got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, I'm going to spread Mike Gesicki out here, Mike Gesicki, and then another receiver over there. What happens is these guys are all spread out, and these backers who have coverage responsibilities are so worried about them that they vacate the box a little bit. Then you have 4 defensive linemen and a Mike backer to stop some type of inside zone. You have no safety run support. It's going to kind of screw up your ability to stop the run, I think. Now, that's kind of something that's more far-fetched. It's not necessarily something that's super common in terms of schematics, but I truly believe that if these guys are really, really focused on guys outside of them, I'll erase this post. If they're really focused on guys outside of them, they're going to not be as focused on the run. And if you're not as focused on the run, you have a guy who can, make a cut. He's going to get 4 or 5 yards carried every single time because you have no support from up top. So I hope that explained a little bit about what cover 2 is, how you beat it. Again, please subscribe and comment if you have any suggestions. Like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.